Okay. That's I think that's awesome. You should. We'll start off this one. You want to show that to start this one? Oh, look at that, everyone. We're starting this week's short attention span webinar with a drawing. Now, who did that?
This is Graziella, and they're
Graciela.
very into My Little Ponies right now.
Oh, is that what that is?
So she's only 5. I mean, I think this is really good work, but that's just me because I'm biased.
I think that's wonderful. That's awesome. Well, welcome to this week's short attention span webinar. And Mommy Dearest over there is showing off her children's work. I still have my stuff. You know, my daughters are in their early 20s. I still have stuff on the fridge.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So here's the deal. We're talking about why aren't you selling more? Last week we talked about call quality. If you didn't see that one, go watch it. It's wicked important. And this week we're going to talk about target market. So Kelly, we talk about target market. What are we talking about here? Because your target market is totally different than mine.
Yeah, it's really about what kinds of companies do you have the most success with.
Yep.
Typically, that's going to be a vertical market. And I remember way back in the day when I was a kid, I didn't really understand what a vertical market is. We're talking about this would be something you might say, I do really well with insurance companies, or I do really well with advertising agencies. Whatever that is, it's understanding that there's either a group of kinds of companies, or it could be I do really well with a particular position within organizations. Like I do really well with marketing directors, that kind of thing. It's just understanding where you have the most success, because the fundamental truth is when you're having success, you should go and replicate that success. Rather than try to reinvent the wheel and go do something completely different, you should go with and try to replicate the success that you're already having.
Yes. Yep. And you heard Kelly talk about a vertical market. That's one way to define target market. Okay? You can also define it in terms of gender. I sell better to women than I do to men. You can define it in terms of age group. You know, I'm in my mid-50s right now. I'm probably not going to relate to someone in their mid-20s, but when I was in my 20s, I didn't relate to somebody in their 50s. So that target market will change. It might also be job title. You know, Kelly, we just finished recording a video on selling to the C-level. Where we were talking about how intimidating it can be to talk to someone at that really high level. My big one, by the way, is personality. I put a lot of stock in personality.
Sure.
You know, and I'll even include things like integrity and character. It means an awful lot to me. It really does. I want someone to appreciate the work that I do. And no integrity, no character, no sale. You know, just not going to happen. So lots of different ways to define that. What are we missing here? Talked about verticals, talked about different companies. Size. Company size might be another one.
Sure.
Now, keep in mind...
geography is another one.
Sure.
If you want to stay with companies within 100 miles of your location because for whatever reason that makes sense to you, I mean, it may be that you have... public sector versus private sector. You may have some sort of accreditation that gets you, more success in government contracts or something like that. Maybe you've got an MBE certification or WBE or something like that. These are all the kinds of things that when you're kind of profiling your own organization to figure out who you are, then you can say, and who do we best serve?
Right.
I will say this time and time and time again. I think this bears workshopping it within your own organization and talking about it talk about it with your CSRs, with your estimators, with your pressmen, with your desktop people. Brainstorm this and come out of that meeting with here's who we succeed with the best.
Right.
And then again, develop a list of suspects and prospects around that notion, which we're going to talk about next week, and then go.
Yeah, and keep in mind that, Kelly talked about defining it. Keep in mind that if you have a sales force of 5 and you ask everyone who's our target market, write it down, you'll probably get 3 to 5 different answers. And then the other thing is you might want to ask the customer, who are we? And you'll hear something completely mind-blowing as a result. But, very clearly, we don't fit with everyone. So, You have to identify this very quickly and very succinctly so that you can know this is in my sweet spot or it's not. And then walk away if you have to.
Mm-hmm.
So just like something that doesn't fit your equipment, gee, you know what? We don't have a 40-inch press, therefore we're going to give up on this. You also have to look at the company, look at the opportunity, and say, yes, no.
Right.
You know?
But I will say this, Bill, I've been in the room with organizations on many occasions when I've asked them that question and we've gotten a whiteboard out and done this work. There's been a lot of disagreement among the people within the company and a lot of like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't know that among themselves. So again, get together. Bring me your bill in to help you do it if you want to, or do it however you're going to do it. But really spend some time examining this. There isn't very many things that are more important than this.
Nope. Nope. Okay, that's the second point. That's the second answer to the question, why aren't you selling more? The first one was to make a high-quality call. The second one is to make that high-quality call on the right target market. And let's see, I want to remind you again to go see Kelly Malazzi, that one right there, not any of the fake ones that are out there. Go see that one at Graph Expo in the Page Path booth.
Do you know there's another Kelly Malazzi that lives here in Trumbull, Connecticut?
Stop.
She just spells her first name wrong, but I think that's hilarious. There are two of us, which really bums me out. But anyway.
I don't have that problem.
No.
There's not a lot of Bill Farquharsons.
No.
Thank God. So we'll talk to you all next week at another short attention span webinar. Thank you, Kelly.
Thanks, Bill.
And thanks for your time, everyone.